We'll take a deep dive into what's happening at the grassroots level to save America with conservative political activist Lucretia Hughes on this episode of United Patriots Uprising with Gary Binford. I'm your host, Gary Binford. Thanks for joining us. This podcast is available at radioinfluence.com or wherever you get your favorite podcasts. You can find the video version at Rumble, YouTube, Conservative Television of America, the God, Family, and Country Television Network, and the Rose Unplugged Media Network. Wherever you get the show, please subscribe and click the notification button so whenever the show airs, you will receive it. And please, don't forget to tell your friends about the show. It's one of my favorite guests. Lucretia keeps it real, takes no prisoners, and pulls no punches. If you haven't heard her, you're in for a treat. But I have to warn you, it's not for the squeamish. So you ready to find out what I'm talking about? Well, let's get into it. She's a powerful activist for religious freedom, conservatism, and Republican values in Georgia as well as in the United States. She's known as a conservative activist for God, Family, and Country, the co-founder of Fallback Production Studios, where her popular show that airs daily, Real News with Lucretia Hughes, takes no prisoners. I'm elated to bring back to the show, Lucretia Hughes. Lucretia, how are you?
I am great. I just love the way other people describe me. So that keeps me from having a big head, having an ego, or being a narcissist. I would rather other people to look at me in their own point of view and tell me exactly what you see. And each and every time I have met you, you have given me inspiration, you've given me hope, and you've given me that drive to continue doing what I'm doing. And I remember meeting you way before Rock the Red in South Carolina. And I don't know, this will be our 8th, 9th, or 10th interview together.
It's up there. Right?
Back then.
Yeah. Let me tell you something. If I had to go into the belly of the beast, if I had to go into a Democratic Party, Marxist, communist, whatever area or surrounded or whatever, I could take along some big muscular guys. I could take some guys in the blue suits or the black suits with the ties and the sunglasses because they know who they are. And I could take some thuggy looking guys. But as I've told you before, if I was in a foxhole against political enemies, I'm taking you.
I don't get invited many places because I do buck the system. I do ask questions. I'm a regular woman. I'm a wife. I'm a mother, and I'm a grandmother. So if I'm 50, and I used to have the starry eyes and look up at these people and put them on a pedestal and treat them like an idol. And at being the age of 50, that doesn't excite me much. So I am welcome to go where I'm invited. I don't butt in anybody's convention or party or any kind of gala. I only go where I'm invited. So at least they're going to invite the real me and not somebody trying to brown nose everybody in the room.
Right. I hear you. Now, let's tell people who the real you is. Like right now, what is going on the grassroots level? Because you're doing daily shows, so you hear from people all around the country. What is going on the grassroots level to make sure President Trump gets back in the White House, and we don't end up either speaking Chinese or just going completely down the communist rabbit hole?
I'm getting more people that don't want to be broke nor broken. I'm getting more people that know they're being gaslighted and lied to on a continuous basis. I am seeing and hearing from the Black culture, Hispanic culture, the white culture, that we are not to be talked down to. And if they're pulling out Bill Clinton and they're dusting off Barack Obama, they are in panic mode. And the way they bashed, and Barack Obama came out here and chastised my sons and telling them that he's disappointed. You're not their father. Matter of fact, you're not even their role model. You are someone that's confused yourself. Your internal persons in you, the white side and the African side, are now having a fight. And we seeing the true Obama. But I peeped him out 1 week after he was inaugurated, and I walked away from that plantation because I could no longer respect or honor someone someone that don't hold the same values as me. He's no longer 80-20 whatsoever. He's more of a 30-70. He is going to bust hell wide open, and it'll be a pleasure to see.
Yeah. Since you brought that up, tell people about your background, because you were a Democrat when Obama first got elected, but that changed rather quickly, right?
I'm Black, and I'm a true Black woman. I was born and raised in America. I got Black family members, the whole nine. So I'm not confused of my ancestry. And right back there in a picture is my last Black slave. So I could look back at Miss Lovey and look at her arms and her hands to see that she crawled up off that plantation. So could I. So like I said, I'm hoodish woodish. What you see is what you're going to get. I have an education, I have degrees and all the rest of that, but it means nothing in a grander scheme of things. I know right from wrong. And I also know how to make my own mind up, so I don't need for you to gaslight me or lie. So that is what you're seeing around the United States. After the NDAA Act of 2012, brought to you by George Bush Jr. and also Barack Obama, people got tired of having propaganda pushed to them. So now you're going back to the old school ways of the Gen Xers, the boomers, and even the ex-millennials that we know how to research. We know when someone's lying to us because we didn't have all this tomfoolery or internet. We had to research it for ourselves. So now you're seeing the real people get back to the forefront. You're seeing the veil of the political arena, also the spirituality arena. You're seeing everything come into fruition, and we are seeing things and witnessing things we've never had before in our life. So I just say, pick a side, choose your side wisely, because I can tell you this: if you're not a 2080 person with me, I will kick you off our side, because we are having enough of these Federation or the feds trying to dress up like MAGA. We're seeing it all over the United States. Number one, MAGA people don't hide their faces. We're bold and right there in your face. So anyone, take it from a real Black woman that grew up in the hoods and the woods, when you start seeing people walk around with khakis on, when you start seeing them all dressed the same, and then you start seeing them cover their face and putting on shades, those are called the jump out boys. Those are what we call the narcs. That's what we call the feds. So sometimes it's right there in our face. We need to stop walking around with eyes wide shut.
Absolutely. I hear you. Now, tell people, what took you off the plantation, because you were on it. You're on the Democratic Party plantation. I was on it till I became a born-again Christian in 1997. It was the conversion to becoming a follower of Jesus that led me away. What led you away? Because Obama seemed cool at one point, and then all of a sudden you said, I
got saved when I was 25 years old because I got tired of going to funerals. 18 young black men funeral in less than 2 years. Sometimes they take a toll, especially when you're a mom. You thought you wanted that thuggish life and you didn't. So the last funeral, I decided to give my life over. There wasn't a or a beam of light, but I do know my life changed. So I was disenfranchised with the Democratic Party because I lived in Prince Hall Avenue in Spartanburg, South Carolina, which it ain't too far from Highland. And you know anything about these areas, drugs are slang. You don't want to raise your kids there. It's the hood. It's the projects. So I got tired of ducking during a drive-by shooting. So I decided to get married. I just left politics alone. And then here come this cool cat on the scene that actually kind of looked like me, talked like me, got the dialect like me. He would drop my panties with, ooh, hope and change. I fell into that game. Knowing what my grandparents taught me, my fathers taught me, I should have sat back, paid attention. But that bullying and coercing you got from the Black community is you're going to represent this Black man and you're going to vote for him because you're Black and you're a Democrat. Well, I knew enough about politics and history to know that I needed to sit back. So when he got inaugurated that day with Roberts holding the Bible and he stuttered over his oath of office, everything in me, a warning bell went off. I said, okay, he just nervous. Everybody, we got a party going on. We got the first Black president. Y'all hush up. Let's make sure we do this the right way. So they took him, Roberts, behind closed doors. Big hoopla blah, and my family, all my family there. We had a cookout. We had that party. Then the next couple, the whole first week, what is he doing? No, that ain't. Anybody else seeing this? Winston Church. Isn't that for race relations between us and England? Why are you sending that back? Wait a minute. There's a black university professor, and now with some cops, you want to have a beer gate. Wait a minute. The cops are getting shot at all around the place, and you're not standing up for the cops nor the military. Who are you, dude? Wait a minute. What are you doing everything for Rainbow Bright and her clique of clan of people, and you ain't gonna do nothing for the black folks? Oh, I'm black, I'm supposed to hate the whiteys now. Did you just call them whiteys? You hate white people, but your mama white. Okay, I'm gonna have to sit back and start listening to Rush Limbaugh and Neil Boortz, because something just didn't smell right. And thank God, within that time of him being president, I saw something I never saw before in my life, but I read it in the Bible. When Peter denied Jesus 3 times before the cock crowed, what did the Democratic plantation and all of their followers do right there at the DNC and worldwide TV? Only question asked, do you want God to represent your platform? Boo! Dude, did they say boo to God on their platform?
In Charlotte.
Do you want God on your platform? The boos got louder. I said, whoa, heck no, I can't. Then he asked one more time. And the boos was so overwhelming. That was the breaking point of where the Democratic Party no longer faked the funk that they respect Jesus and worshiped him or had them in their platform. They completely went to the dark side, and satanic, everything satanic started outflowing out of the Democratic Party. I actually had a black man while I was on a debate stage. This is why I won't debate no more, because I actually slapped the paper out of the host, out of the host's hand where he told me to hush up. I looked at him and slapped that paper away, looked at that old black man, and I said, sir, you're not allowed to call me a man or sir. I said, I could call you something worse. Because my fathers raised me to have respect for my seniors, and you're older than me. My men folks, you're a man, and my soldiers. So if I can call you sir, I can't call you a man, I can't call you a veteran, I'll call you a boop. And then he gonna walk up to me afterwards, try to shake my hand while not even acknowledging my white husband that was standing right beside me. So if you don't acknowledge the head of my life and the head of my house, I don't acknowledge you. So that's why I won't deal with a Democrat at all. You gonna bust hell wide open. There's nothing you can ever say to me that makes me think you or your party have morals and values when there's no morals and values in your party or your platform at all. And I drop mic and walk away.
Yeah, and that was a big time mic drop. Speaking of big time mic drops, as you know, blacks have voted like at least 92% for Democrats almost every election. I think President Trump got more than he was given the last election in 2020 because of the steal. But what do you think this time around? Because the one thing we have now, we have a track record. Donald Trump has a track record. Now Biden has a track record that Kamala Harris is associated with. Are we going to, what are blacks going to do this time?
Vote Trump, 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 Trump. You don't check.
Why? Why is it going to be different? They always say they're going to vote for, and it never happens.
What you don't do, and you never do, is chastise black men on the international and national stage. Number one, I had to ask my sons, who is 35 and 34, who are you talking to? He ain't talking to us. Number one, you don't disrespect black men, and they thought they're going to do that. So you're going to bring out someone that's confused and not a real black man to come out here and tell y'all what to do. I ain't never in my life been around a black man that is a true black man that was a weak one. So I can just imagine Barack Obama telling my 3 fathers, all of them, which was 2 military men and one the founder of the Black Panther Party in the 1970s, that he or they better do something that he says. This is what's going to happen this time around. Overwhelmingly, the black male race is going to vote for Donald J. Trump. The women that are tired of being chastised and battered and beat down, they're going to vote for Donald J. Trump. I said it when they first got in office, and I tell you again, I don't care who you are. I don't care where you come from. No one wants to be broke or broken, especially when you live in the land of the free, the home of the brave, where prosperity is around the corner, and now you can't even find a penny on the ground. So everybody across the board, from their bills to their food to their rent, or might be getting evicted, everyone is broken. There's no longer a middle class. There's no longer upper middle class. Everybody is poor at this point. But you can continue billions and hundreds of millions of dollars out to our enemies and people we know that got nukes pointed at us right now. I'm going to blame Bill Clinton for giving North Korea the capabilities to build nuclear weapons, who are now getting in bed with Putin and has blown up their own rail station. And also, I'm going to blame Barack Obama, who gave Iran and Iraq the nuclear capability with the working of John Kerry. So, you know what? They're going to take that L, but they losers anyway.
I hear you, but one of the problems is, we've discussed this before. I've had people talking about, I know what the Democrats are, but what do you want me to do? Vote for Trump? And the answer is yeah. And by the way, one of the things that you left out this time that several guests have mentioned on this show, foremost Vince Everett Ellison, is about the puberty blockers for kids and the sex change things going on. Vince says black men aren't going to have that.
No, black women ain't either. The only black women that is going to agree with any of this, listen to Ratchet Red. I'm just being honest. Listen to Ratchet music on an everyday basis. But you're going to ignore the mothers that are actually out here maybe homeschooling? Or you're going to ignore the real mothers that actually are in their kids' life that don't allow them to listen to this type of stuff? So are we just going to keep focusing on the ratchetness of society and not the goodness and the wholesomeness of the people that are still here? What about the revivals that are going on all around the United States? What about all of these people from every walk of life giving their lives over to God Almighty through Jesus Christ? Can we talk about them? Those losers, they have a short time. Period, point blank. No matter what happens on this earth, it's only for a short time. So let them party it up, because when they bust hell wide open, we ain't never got to deal with these people. When people understand that like-minded individuals are going to be meeting each other in heaven, and the ones that we ain't got to deal with them for eternity. So why are you dealing with them on earth? If they giving you headaches, if they giving you stress, they giving you gray hair, while you're debating, conversating, or even talking to these people, you need to save the savables. So we know that the black men and the male race, they ain't finna deal with these puberty blockers. But then you have the touting cows that come out here and say that everybody need abortion. I'm sorry. I don't believe in abortion when you've already slaughtered 25 million of our youth before they was even allowed to be born since 1972. So anybody that think that they can't close their legs and they need an abortion because, it might be birth control, you demonic anyway, and I'm not about to talk to you. That's nothing in you that would be in common with me to have a conversation, even try to save your soul. You didn't think about that, babies.
I hear you. She is so bad. I knew she was bad, but I didn't know she was this bad, that without a teleprompter. She broke up a 30-year marriage to a full black family with 3 babies. She didn't think about his wife. She didn't think about those golden knee pads that she was painting this woman like she Krispy Kreme. Don't know all that. She can't. That's more. I'm just talking about she can't stay on point without a teleprompter and can't answer a question that she doesn't know is coming. And please explain this to me just on a professional level. Mm-hmm. If you have heard the questions 50 times already, you still can't give an answer. Why isn't she dropping like a stone? Even if they're trying to prop her up, there shouldn't be this much propping up in the
dropping like a stone. And who's still watching lamestream media? Who keeps saying that this woman is winning? That's what I want to know. You can't fluff her up. You didn't fluff up the first time around. You think you're going to fluff up and make her smell even nicer this time around? We've had 3.5 years of that. She's been disappeared, nowhere to be found, and then she get word salads. I'm sorry. You're going to have to explain to me your policies. If not, she has no policies. This will be Barack Obama 4th time in office. So I'm not going to sit here and pretend that this ain't going on. I'm smarter than them. So if I'm peeping their game out, I can't help it, because we got more dumb folks in America that's willing to destroy our world and our America. If they don't know that 25 million soldiers done came over here and most of them get $9,000 a month and you ain't getting nothing, I can't talk to these people. If people don't know the detriment of what's going on in society, I ain't supposed to talk to these people. Let them continue to look at mainstream media. We're smarter than that. That's why legacy media is going away, and the people like us is picking up the people that are disenfranchised with being lied to. So if people don't know about the NDAA Act of 2012, when what was it, Barack Obama and Bill Clinton got together after the Patriot Act and decided to start pushing propaganda legally on television when it hasn't been illegal since 1928. And now all of a sudden, anything after 2012, you got to do your own research because they're lying legally to you. And if I live in Georgia and you live in Seattle, Washington, and our news anchors are literally repeating the same thing after each other, same language, same flow, same words, it's all scripted to begin with. So I would rather listen to Binford, who ain't scripted, who speaks from his heart, who is smarter than the average bear. I would rather listen to myself because I think I'm hilariously funny. My candor is on point, and the power of discernment that I was blessed by God. You ain't gonna pull no wool over my head. If you do, I'm going to catch it, and then I'm going to walk away. I don't want robots in my house, and I don't trust Elon either.
I understand everything you're saying here. And Real News with Lucretia Hughes. Tell the people when it's on, where they can find it, and let's get into what you've been talking about lately leading up to the election. And this is a take no prisoners, pull no punches show. It's not for the squeamish, but boy, you have a good time doing it.
It's 5 to 7 every day, 17 different platforms, pretty much every major platform but YouTube, because I'm a threat to the global community, and we take articles from all around the world, internationally, nationally. And if it goes against God, family, country, or the support of Donald J. Trump, we will rip you a new one. And I don't care if you're a Democrat or a Republican. Mm-hmm. If you're a detriment to my grandchildren, I'm going to come after you, and I'm going to talk about it verbatim. I'm going to take their articles, interject my words, and we're going to have fun, because and my show is interactive. So if you think you're going to come in any of these chat rooms and pop off at the lip, I will boop you in that lip. Okay? I don't play. This is my life you're dealing with. I'm a human. I'm a real woman. And this is show tonight, 1630. I ain't got time to be playing with humans. I'm trying to make it to heaven.
What do you talk about? What are your big topics right now leading up to the election that you talk about, and what are you hearing from the grassroots?
Tim or Waltz, dude. I want to see him butt naked. I want to see if there's a scar, a tattoo. Yes, everything that's going on right now with Tim Waltz over there on Twitter, it's real. And Barack Obama coming out here chastising black people, it's real. Bill Clinton coming out here and saying if Kamala Harris would have vetted all these illegals, Riley Lakin murder wouldn't have happened. It's real. You know, the BRICS situation where they are getting ready to have their own currency and take out America's currency. That's real. What's going on over there in Israel right now and having tenfold war. And, that's real. What's going on in Taiwan and in Japan with all of that military exercise. That's real, too. All of the drones that are buzzing over our airspace and over our military bases. Yeah, that's real also. And them trying to steal this dang on election. That's a bona fide fact.
I hear you. And, all those things are real. They're all on the table. And what do you have to say to people about this election? Because, one of my concerns, Lucretia, was that certain people that don't want to vote or don't want to vote for Trump or haven't voted at all or undecided, they think like we're like the boy that cried wolf. Like a lot of people thought Bill Clinton was the Antichrist, and then they said we'd never survive Obama, and then after a second term we're going to be communist, and then if Biden got in, we're definitely going to be communist. I say this is it. To me, we're on this is the edge of the cliff. There's no more road. There's just cliff. Am I wrong?
All the world leaders right now are on hold on what they're about to do. Do they want to attack us or do they want to fall back? If Kamala Harris get in office with the weakness of her and everything that's going on in the world right now, we're going to be under attack. I don't care if it's our infrastructure. I don't care if it's our lights. I don't care if it's electricity. I don't care if it's our monetary value system. We're going to be under attack. They already down there in Cuba. Is everybody sleepwalking through that? Nobody's paying attention of all the Russian submarines going down the East Coast right about now or zooming across our boards. Nobody's paying attention where I am. So if she gets in, we're through. You think Agenda 21 and Agenda 30 is a myth. They already catalog you. You're already in somebody's box right about now. So we know that the Republicans and the Democrats has gotten into bed with the New World Order. I don't care if you don't believe it or not. That means I'm smarter than you. Yes, we know for a bona fide fact that, what's his name? Biden went over there and tried to sell our sovereignty and sign it away so the UN can make decisions inside of America. We know all of this stuff is true. So if Kamala Harris get up in there, all I can tell you, you better start prepping. All I can tell you, you might want to bring your generational families together and put them under one roof. I'm just telling you, you might want to start stocking up your pantries because you thought what was about to happen a month ago, it's going to be full steam ahead. And this time, like she said, we got the authority to go in your house and check for guns. Let's see how well that works in America.
I hear you. And you haven't even mentioned yet, so I'll get you started. I'm going to give you a mic drop because, we like to give you a mic drop, and I'll just give you, say, a couple words. I'll drop the mic and you can freestyle. Here we go. Open borders, illegal immigration. Boop.
Open borders and illegal immigration. We got rules and procedures. All those people that spent tens of thousands of dollars doing it the right way, they get there and take the classes, they do and put their hands up, they take the oath, they doing it the right way. This illegal bullcrap that was brought to you by the Koch brothers, Murdoch brothers, also brought to you by the Democrat Party, where we have slaughtered so many children. They saying now that we need people to come in here and fill up the role. So it's all a game to take us over. It's all a game. So when they get that iPhone text, it's going to be war. Why? Because they push all these illegal soldiers. Because the majority of these men walking across the southern border and the northern border, don't even get that twisted. They come in from the north and the south. Majority of those are legal military-aged men that we are paying right along with the World Economic Forum and also the UN. So if people don't know that all these illegals that are coming over here that are military age men, all of them got iPhones and all of them being pushed into major blue cities, when that dog whistle don't come to the suburbs.
Hey, I hear you. What can people do? Because it's go time, it's show time. And what can people do to make sure that they don't steal this election, to make sure that Donald Trump gets back in the White House? Because this is it. We're facing dire straits if they were to win. What can people do to get involved? Because a lot of people say, I don't have a microphone, I don't have a pen, I don't write. What can they do?
Nothing. Get there and vote. 21 days, and you still asking grown folks what they need to do. That's an oxymoron. You grown, number one. I can see if we was talking to 12-year-olds or maybe 18-year-olds. These are grown people out here. If they don't have that internal warning signal that something ain't right and they must do their civic duty and get out there and vote, there's no help for us. But when two or more get together in his name, a whole bunch of stuff can change. And I'm praying, I'm going to keep praying, and I'm going to stay up all night long. And if there's a big water main break, you better get your galoshes on, get you a wrench and some duct tape and go fix it so we can continue getting the real numbers and the real votes out there. But I can tell you this, I'm going to do my due diligence. Me and my husband are going to go vote. Every night on the show, every time I'm going to say, go vote. But I'm not going to beat my head up against the wall trying to worry about what other grown folks refuse to do. So we know if they don't protect the children, we know they don't care about our border, we know they don't care about our Constitution, then you know what? Let the chips fall where they may. I pray that we're on the right side and all of us that tried to get out here and do the right thing. Here, well done, my good and faithful servant, because you was faithful of a few. Welcome home, because this ain't our home. I'm just scared for what's going to happen with our grandchildren. Me, personally, I'm going to fight back. I'm not going to be allowed to be attacked anymore. I'm not going to allow anybody to call me out my name. I'm not going to allow any of that. I am standing firm in what I believe and how I believe it. Just make it quick. If you think I'm such a threat, make it quick so I can hurry up and get my whole white robe that is spotless without a blemish, and I could get that horse and ride right behind Armageddon when it happened, because this is going to be a show I don't want to miss.
I hear you, my friend. And,
another thing that you can do.
Yes.
Second Amendment, a well-regulated militia
there you go.
is necessary to the security of the free state. The rights of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. So if anything happened, you better go get you something to protect your house, and it better not be a metal baseball bat.
Yeah, there you go. My final question is, so you're sitting home probably or doing something what you do. What did you think when that bullet whizzed past President Trump's ear in Butler?
We had just held our rally. We had just finished up our Faith Over Fear, God, Family, Country, Trump rally, and we was taking down tents. And I remember this, her lady named Michelle, she just buzzed my phone, buzzing. And Dave finally picked it up, and he said, Trump been shot. I said, excuse you? Trump been shot at. So I stopped everything that I was doing, cleaning up everything, and I immediately went live. That was the hand of God. That was a clear.
There you go. There you go.
That if
and he knows it. He knows it.
That's how
I got his attention.
God, he's protected by the hand of God. He got Archangel Michael defending him in every battle. So you know what? We just got to have that faith. Everybody, the whole time he was indicted and people coming to the show and hooping and hollering and screaming, you don't have Donald Trump money. Trump got Trump money. So stop worrying about him and the indictments. Number one, Jack Smith don't have the authorization to do majority of the stuff he's doing. So every time there was a new indictment, Fannie Mae Willis, Leticia James, Jean Carroll, or what are they name? I'm just sitting back like, all right, I'll wait. I ain't finna get out here and jump the gun. That's Trump. So Trump got Trump money. We got broke people money. So if we know he can afford the lawyers by the boatload, us, we probably would have crumbled by now, walked away, disappeared from the public eye. But I'm going to believe in Trump. I'm going to believe in my intuition, my spirit of discernment, and I'm going to believe that we are on the right path, Binford. We are doing the right thing because God only asked us and commanded us to witness in his name. So we're not trying to beat people over the head. I could care less if I meet you or not. But I'm going to tell you this, please don't get in my path in life because I want to not be asked why I didn't stand up. I don't want to wait to Judgment Day and he asked me why I didn't open up my mouth and give out the warning signals when he already gave me the information to relay to other people. So I don't want those questions to be asked. Why I didn't stand up, why I didn't fight back, why I didn't protect my elders, why I didn't protect my nation. I just want to hear well done. People can feel what the heck they want. But like I said, I'm not going to be vouching for you and you won't be vouching for me. I just want to hear well done. Welcome home.
Amen to that. You know, Lucretia, I remember the first time I ever heard you. You hold a special place in my heart because you are the first conservative speaker I ever heard. I remember I was trying, I was breaking into all my little piggy banks, seeing if I had enough pennies to get me to CPAC back a few years ago. And you were a Facebook friend of mine, and Donna Fiducia and Don Newen said, hey, come on down to Rock the Red. And I'd never heard of Rock the Red. And then I saw you were speaking, and then you sent me a message or you called me and said, Gary, no, don't go to CPAC. You come down to Rock the Red. There could be all these great speakers. I'll be speaking there, Donna and Don. And what'll end up happening is it's a weekend, but you get to meet and hang out with all the people and you get to talk and converse. It's not like CPAC where they just go speak and then you never see them again. And she said it'll cost you a lot less money. And I'll never forget, I got down there and I'm not a morning person. I remember Friday morning, 9 o'clock. I'm half one eye, half open, the other eye half closed. And then you were the first speaker. And that was the first conservative speaker I ever heard at a convention or an event. And boy, it was almost like I was in the military. You had me all ready to go out, and I don't know what, within 2 minutes of you starting talking, I was wide awake and never looked back. So I thank you, because you brought the heat, laid the wood, took no prisoners, you kicked butt and took names, and I've loved you ever since. Hey, I really appreciate you coming back. Please tell people, again, where they can find your show and anything else you'd like to promote.
Y'all get over there. Our shirts, this is how we survive. This is how we live. We make our own product. You get over there to fallbackusa2.myshopify.com.
So I thank you, and God bless you, God bless Dave, and God bless your family.
Thank you so much.
There you have it. Lucretia Hughes, once again, telling it like it is, keeping it real. I want to thank Lucretia Hughes for coming back for the, 5th, 6th, 7th time, but the first time on video, and doing what she does best, keeping it real. She stands for God, family, country, and the Constitution. She is a warrior, and we need more like her. So keep up the good fight, Lucretia. You are doing great work. This podcast is available at radioinfluence.com or wherever you get your favorite podcast. Hope you subscribe to it, leave a rating and a review, and be sure to tell your friends about the show. The video version you can find at Rumble, YouTube, Conservative Television of America, the God, Family, and Country Television Network, and the Rose Unplugged Network. Whatever you do and wherever you go to find this, please leave us a rating, a review, click that notification button and subscribe, and please tell your friends about the show. There is an archive you can find at radioinfluence.com, the United Patriots Uprising with Gary Binford podcast archive. More than 180 high-profile guests have appeared on this show previously. What they said then is just as valid now. Here's just a few who have been guests: Christina Bobb, Ben Carson, Monica Crowley, Kira Davis, John DeLemme, Lieutenant General Michael Flynn, Carol Swain, Pastor Jack Hibbs, Kerry Lake, Kevin McGarry, Will Witt, Jesse Lee Peterson, Judge Janine Pirro, Linda Lee Tarver, Clay Clark, Brandon Tatum, Herschel Walker, Michael Loftus, and Pierre Wilson. Just a few of the 180 who have been on this show previously when it was audio. Hope you go and find that and listen to those too. Well, that's it for now. Hope you enjoyed yourself. I know we did. So until the next time, this is your host, Gary Binford, saying, God bless you, God bless your families, and God certainly, please bless America.